this is the third time I'm filming this, so if I have any bloopers in this one, I do apologize, but I have decided the light is disappearing and this video needs to get up at some point. So guys, after multiple attempts of trying to film this, hi, I'm Mikaela, welcome back to my channel. We are focusing on self-care and self-love here, and we are a self-love army. Thank you for joining us. And that is for the newbies, because I noticed there are one or two of you here that are brand new. Welcome, we're really excited. Okay, by the title you can tell that this video is about boundaries. Yes, something that as kids in what the Americans call kindergarten, what we call preschool, was reinforced in us quite heavily, and then as adults we tend to forget because the exact opposite is reinforced in us. My glasses are really dirty, so I'm going to take them off. Okay, can you still see me? You can still see me. I can't see you though. So I've got a couple of boundaries written down that a friend actually reminded me of, and then I've got a couple of notes here from all the research that I've been doing. I'm not going to mention absolutely everything. I will link all the articles down below for you guys because I feel like this is reading that every person should do themselves, more than just being told what to do. Again, you are more than welcome to do it. You are also more than welcome not to do it. Whatever makes you comfortable, whatever makes you happy, whatever your boundaries allow. Get it? So I'm just going to mention a few boundaries, and then I'm going to go into why this is like a serious self-care thing and why this actually ties into what I'm talking about, because I had to be reminded of this, and that is, to me, that's really interesting. You'd think after years of going on the self-care journey I would be an expert, and I'm really not. I'm still learning, and that to me is, we're learning together, so that's special to me. So let's get into this. The first thing I want to remind people of is that no is a complete sentence. So if you guys remember way back when we were very little, people told us that no means no. This ties into that. No is a complete sentence. No explanation is needed. You do not owe anyone an explanation if you are not happy with the situation and you've chosen to say no to it. It's like a light bulb went off in my head. Okay. So these two tie into each other. So I'm just gonna make it like one. When you say yes to something you don't enjoy, you say no to the things you do enjoy. Because you're too busy filling up your time with things you don't like, you don't have time for the things you do like. Just think about that. That's like you stopped learning guitar because you're spending too much time, I don't know, writing, which is completely, so when I say it like that, because I'm a writer, but it's that concept. If you are spending way too much time gardening with your grandmother, you love your gran, and please don't get me wrong, I love my gran. I would probably jump at the chance to garden with her right now. But if you spend too much time doing that and not doing the things you love, you're saying no to the things you love. Okay. Boundaries not only keep the bad relationships out, they keep the good relationships in. Why is that? Because you stop saying no to the things you love. So the people who treat you right and the people you love, you can say yes to if you stop saying no to them. If you say yes to that and no to the bad stuff, more good stuff will be in your life. Scales tipping. I feel very strange today. I'm in a very weird mood. Setting boundaries is a way of caring for myself. That is self-explanatory. I am not going to go into detail on that. It doesn't make me mean, selfish, or uncaring because I don't do things your way. This is a fight I've actually had this week, in fact, because I have reached a point where I've had to start taking care of myself again in order to help other people, because I help a lot of my friends, I help my family, I help my partner with multiple different things, and I have been reminded by all these people that I care for, that I need to care for myself as well. And when I started caring for myself in my own way, it was like, oh no, you shouldn't do that, no, you shouldn't do that, you're stupid, you're being selfish. And I actually had this conversation with a very good friend of mine where I said, just because I don't get out of bed and like I take the time to rest, and I don't go for a run because I absolutely hate running and my ankles hurt like crazy when I go running. I'd much prefer cycling or going for a walk with my dog, or, you know, dancing as a form of exercise, or even swimming. And it's winter here still, so it's a little cold to do that. Just because I don't go running in the mornings with you does not mean I'm being selfish. That is my self-care. I don't go running, my ankles hurt afterwards. So that's a very small example, but it's a very simple example. The last one on this page, and then there's some more on the other page. I can teach people how to treat me by what I allow, stop, and reinforce. I'm gonna say that again. I can teach people how to care for me by what I allow, by what I stop, and by what I reinforce. Just gonna leave it like that because there's a lot of scenarios that could fit in there. Some serious scenarios too, actually. So we're on page 2. Okay. And then after this I will just tell you how this all ties in with self-care, and then I will love and leave you to think about this because this video is already, oh my god, 6 months long. Okay. Okay. Boundaries are there to protect life, not limit pleasures. That is self-explanatory. If you have any questions, you can email me. My email is down below. You can actually put the what is that? The title of the subject of the email as boundaries, and we can talk about it. We can have a conversation together if you want to talk about that. Givers have to set boundaries because takers rarely do. There's so much I can say about that. How about that friend that forever wants you to do things for them, but when you need them, they're never around? I'm gonna let that sink in for a couple of seconds, and then I'm gonna move on. If I respect my boundaries, I'll insist that others respect them too. So if I don't for this person break the boundary, but for that person I don't break the boundary, I will learn to respect my own boundaries too. So if I say no, I don't want to deal with that specific situation, and that person keeps trying to bring me into that situation, and I say no to it, that person over there is never going to try and put me in that situation. Light bulb. I'm being really, really sarcastic today, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm in a strange mood. Balance is not better time management, it is better boundary management. That's a good one, actually. We can go into that in the next video if you guys want, or the next article. We'll go into that in the next blog article. How's that? We will go into that in the next blog article. I feel like that is something I could write about. Start attracting healthy people into your life by setting healthy boundaries. Daring to set boundaries is having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others. Okay, I'm going to bring this one up here because I think this is important. Daring to set boundaries is having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others. And when you've gone through the whole understanding why boundaries is actually self-care, you will understand that one too. When I try to be everything to everyone else, I lose me, and that is who they wanted in the first place. I feel like this one should have been the first one I read, but it does stand out, because if you start giving too much of yourself, you're pouring from an empty cup. And you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And speaking of a cup, I've got a cup here. I'm going to take a sip of. I know this video is getting long, but it's okay. Oh, that's good. That is good coffee. Okay. You can't always be nice. That's how people take advantage of you. Now, to quickly go into, before this video gets 20 minutes long, to quickly go into the reasons why boundaries and self-care tie very well together. Some of them I've mentioned, if you lose yourself, you can't pour from an empty cup. Okay, so setting boundaries is you creating your safe space. They help you say no to things that make you uncomfortable, break down your walls, and break you down as a person. Also, like I said, setting boundaries also helps you save your energy for the things that really do matter. And this is a big thing because a lot of people tend to give, and then when they need to take some in order to, or take time or space to take care of themselves, they don't do that, although they're not comfortable in doing that because they don't have that boundary in place. I'm talking really fast. Boundaries stop you from saying yes when you want to say no. Boundaries take away the stress of decision making. Instead of getting caught up in making micro decisions that have no space in your life, that exhaust your energy on things that really shouldn't be draining you. And that is where I'm going to go today, because I have like a whole 3 more pages of notes, but we're not going to go there today. But that should kind of give you a reason why this is like a big deal for me. I will link the articles down below that I've used for research, as well as put the PDF there that a friend of mine gave me, with all the different boundaries that I read out to you guys earlier that I was reading, that I made little bubbles on my pages for you guys. Wow. Talking really fast. Okay, so what we need to take away from today is boundaries. Setting boundaries is a form of self-care. You saying no to the things you love is you saying yes to the things you don't love, and we don't want that. We want you to say yes to the things you do love. Setting boundaries teaches other people how to take care of you when you need that help as well. So there are 3 main facts right there in front of you that I can remember off the top of my head. I'll read one last one for you here. When I try to be everything to everyone else, I lose me, and that's what they wanted in the first place. Remember that. That is a big reason why I wanted to bring this up, because a lot of people, including friends of mine and family of mine, that I've noticed do that. They give, and when they lose themselves and those people are unhappy around them, they're not able to recharge themselves enough in order to make people happy again. And it sounds terrible because I don't want you to be a people pleaser, which is not horrible, but you don't want to be a people pleaser or like someone completely selfish. You want a good balance of the two, and that is where your boundaries come in. So lovelies, I'm gonna love and leave you here. I have a dog to go walk and a lovely to go wake up from her nap, and I shall see you soon. Sending you love, light and rainbows, and I hope you guys enjoy this next week.